and was just an ordinary employee, and wondered how it was possible that he had signed such an expensive salary with him. He believed that the man was taking advantage of the president's absence to deceive him. Not only was he unwilling to pay the salary, but he even wanted to deduct the man's pay because the man slept during work. Edward was very pleased with himself, thinking he had fired the company's parasite. Little did he know how much he would regret it in the future. Just as the man was about to leave the company, Edward was told that the company's stocks had not only risen to their maximum limit, but Mike, who had bought stocks in the company earlier, was now live streaming his suicide attempt because of huge losses. He was broadcasting his intention to jump off a building, and because of the impact of this live stream, the company's partners had already seen it. If they didn't stop it in time, the company would soon lose $1 billion. It was only then that Edward started to panic. He quickly asked Lucy, wanting to seek help. Lucy just glanced at him and confidently said, "If Mike buys all the stocks I recommend, within a week, he will earn back the money he lost." However, the man noticed the flaws in the stocks Lucy recommended. He criticized Lucy, saying she didn't understand stock trading at all, because the stocks Lucy recommended may have a trend to rise, but it would take a week, and it was nighttime abroad. Mike would never be able to buy them. He reminded Edward that if he apologized to him, he would give him the right plan to save the company. Edward hesitated. Lucy, not willing to be bested by the man, was reluctant to let him outshine her. So, she told Edward that she could also come up with a correct plan. Edward didn't hesitate at all and immediately chose Lucy. It wasn't until then that Edward finally breathed a sigh of relief. He was very confident in Lucy's abilities. He believed that this time she could definitely save the company. But at that moment, Mike became increasingly agitated and was about to jump off the building. Seeing that things were getting out of control, the man ordered his assistant to calm Mike down. He immediately opened his computer to look for the stocks that could save Mike. At the same time, Lucy in the office and the man outside synchronized their thoughts, analyzing which stocks were worth buying. At that moment, the man thought of a way to save the situation. Seeing how anxious Edward was, he told him that if he paid him his salary, he would tell him which stocks could save the company. Just as Edward hesitated, Lucy finally came out. She told Edward to buy the cotton stock. It would definitely surge within an hour. Edward immediately instructed his assistant to inform Mike, but the man stopped him. He angrily criticized Lucy because he knew that stock would definitely lose money. He blamed Lucy for only seeing the surface and not screening the information properly. Seeing the man's confident demeanor, Lucy knew she had lost because she had randomly chosen it and couldn't come up with any other ideas. Reluctantly, Lucy and Edward had no choice but to ask the man for help and promised to settle the man's salary. After receiving his salary, the man finally told them which stock to buy. When Mike got the news, his emotions finally calmed down, but he was only willing to give the man half an hour. Everyone was nervously watching the stock information on the screen. Everyone's heart was filled with tension.